Moving right along today, we're going to go talk to Brannon and LeBouef about a subject that can be difficult and a real pain, but that can be easy with proper preparation, and that is traveling with firearms.
Hey guys, Brannon LeBouef, NOLATAC Firearms Training. Today we're going to talk about traveling with firearms, both across air and land. Now, as we all probably know, each state has its own laws pertaining to the possession, the ownership, and even the transportation of firearms. Well, what do you do when you have to travel from one state to another? How do you make sure you're following all the laws in the states in between? Well, all those laws are going to be different, but fortunately, we have some level of protection through the Firearms Owners Protection Act, which is a federal law that allows for the safe passage of travelers with firearms across state lines. Making sure that you follow a couple rules, and those are: one, that the gun is not immediately accessible. The ammunition and the firearm have to be separate in locked cases, basically as luggage. They can't be available for defensive or, in theory, offensive use. They have to be stored separate and in a trunk or a storage compartment. And we have to not be staying there for an extended period of time. If I'm traveling from Florida to California and I get tired and decide to spend a night in Mississippi, well, I'm not at that point under FOPA. I'm under whatever Mississippi's laws are at that given moment. Now, if I'm traveling through Mississippi and I stop for food or gas, well, then I'm okay, because that's not an extended stop. If I'm going to be making a long journey, I want to plan my trip out, know what states I'm going to stop and spend a night in, or stop and visit with people, know the laws in those states, and of course follow the laws in those states. That's land. Let's talk for a minute about air. Post 9/11, lots of changes in security regulations, but it's still not that daunting of a task to travel with a firearm as long as we have a couple of guidelines we follow. TSA is going to have its laws, but keep in mind that each individual airline is its own private corporate entity, just like McDonald's or Walmart, so they can make their own rules above and beyond TSA. They generally all follow the same TSA guidelines. Some are a little more restrictive. Those guidelines are going to be, let's talk ammunition first. Ammunition, generally speaking, needs to be in its original packaging, in its original commercial boxes, or you can get away with it in, of course, reloading type plastic cases, plastic boxes. Also filled in magazines, encased in some type of magazine carrier. I have been successful in traveling just with multiple magazines filled, but I have also gotten flack for it a couple of times. Yet to have any issues traveling in a mag pouch. Loose ammunition in a bag, even though millions of rounds are shipped daily like this across the country, this is going to be a no-go. Also, loose ammunition just kicking around the case, absolute no-go. Long gun. Long gun you're going to want stored in some type of hard exterior case that's lockable for multiple points. I will generally also travel with a soft case just to kind of keep my gear from rattling and keep it protected. Those exterior locks and multiple points, you're going to want to be non-TSA compliant locks. If TSA needs to get into the container containing the firearm, you need to physically be present to open the lock. Other than that, I can put all my other sorted gear in it, batten it down, lock it with my non-TSA lock. Handgun only, traveling to a state that respects my CHP permit, again, hard lockable case. I can put my firearm, I can put my ammunition, I can put my knife, I can put whatever I need to put in there, lock it up. Non-TSA locks. This goes into my primary. It's a little too small to ship like this. You're wasting the luggage, as well as it's very easy to grab it and walk with it. Put it in here. This gets locked down with a TSA compliant lock. So TSA can get into the primary luggage and go through all my stuff, but if they want to get into the container with the firearm, again, I need to be present to open it. Other than that, the way that kind of sequence of events is going to play out, I go to the baggage, to the ticket counter. Hi, I'm checking in for flight, whatever. I'd like to declare a firearm. At that point, the agent will have you fill out a firearms declaration, simply a signed statement saying the gun's unloaded. In some rare cases, they'll ask to see that the gun's unloaded. Again, be discreet, show them what they need to see and be done with it. I'll open up the case that the firearm's in. Once this is signed, it goes with the firearm. This gets locked up with my non-TSA locks. I'll watch it get on the conveyor. If possible, I'll watch it get on the plane. Same thing here. I'll open the handgun case. Declaration goes in, lock it up, put it in here, lock this down, I'm good to go. They will generally, with firearms, have you hand walk them there. At the end of the day, make sure you know TSA's laws and regulations, as well as the particular airline you're flying. Their websites will be your best source. As always, be vigilant, be prepared, and be safe.